Okay, story time. When I was younger, I had this Irish friend who joined our school when I was like 17. Dude died recently, and here is the ballad of the marvelous bastard. Be average as fuck 17-year-old Britbong. Shitty public school. Some foreign guys just joined. His family just moved here. From some city called Derry in Ireland. Moved here with his dad and his little sister. His mum died when he was younger. He gets put into my class but ends up sitting next to me. This is how I met 8 Beers McGee, the Irish bastard. We'll call him EB for sake of time. We sit near Greg, the mildly autistic hippo. Call him Hippo because of his fucking industrial-sized front teeth and his big fucking lips. Greg uses the autism to get out of doing and saying whatever the fuck he wants. Starts annoying EB with shit like,
"Do you wash in Ireland?"
and
"Do you have schools in Ireland?"
Greg has his desk very particularly arranged. Pens on one side in a straight line, pencils on the other. Dude is OCD as fuck with his pencil case and shit. Goes nuts if anything is moved. So, his desk is slightly apart from everyone else's. We all get in shit if we fuck with him on purpose. We ought to know better. The autistic hippo keeps trying to get a reaction out of EB the whole class. All of a sudden, EB just casually races a foot and pushes the hippo's desk right the fuck over. Pens and pencils spill out all over the floor. Total chaos. Blood of the autist fills the room. Teacher hurries over and is trying to explain to EB about Greg's autism, while Greg freaks the fuck out of his chair. Breathing heavily, although he's trying to lift his fat ass off the ground through nothing but sheer autistic resentment of this Irish cunt. EB looks at Greg and tells the teacher, "Oh, sorry, we don't have autism in Ireland." I'm sorry for the accent. Lunch on EB's third day at our school. He's made a few friends, but mostly hangs out with me. He's a pretty cool guy. Likes the same video and movies as me, and is a big fan of rugby. Was the captain in his team back in Ireland. Tell him the school has a rugby team. Says he'd like to join. I'm not on the team because I'm weak and skinny as shit. EB goes to check it out. Starts off in the lower team because he's new. Lower team consists of fat fucks who think they're strong, and a couple of kinda fast runners. EB gets the ball and just wrecks fucking everyone. Runs like a fucking train through the other team. Scores. Fat fucker Thomas says the next half he'll take him. We're lining up to kick. Thomas positions himself opposite EB. Runs at him when the ball is free. Jumps on him, grabs him by the neck to pull him down and literally rolls on him like a fucking rolling pin. EB didn't even have the ball. "What the fuck are you playing at, son? I didn't even have the ball. Do you even know how to fucking play the game, lad?" Thomas laughs and mocks EB's accent. EB grins and nods at him. "You know, over in Ireland, you'd have to be fit to play sports. The fatties get left on the sideline." Coach is watching the whole time. Thomas goes to push EB over. EB grabs his arm and tosses him to the ground. Dude twists his ankle or something and starts twitching and squeaking like a baby elephant with Parkinson's. EB gets put on the top team. EB has been around for a few months without incident. Most people don't give him shit anymore. Mostly because he's a nice guy, as long as you're cool to him. No incidents, aside from a few close calls with Greg, the mildly autistic hippo. Me and EB are pretty close. He's told me all this shit about how his friends back home were involved in some paramilitary shit. Apparently in Ireland, they don't have gangs. They have paramilitaries fighting between whether Northern Ireland is British or Irish. He plays it down a lot, but I can tell some shit must have happened, because he always changes the subject when it gets close to home. Edgy faggot Luke comes back to school. Luke has been absent for ages, because of some disease or something. Him and EB never really spoke. Luke hangs around with a pack of niggers, who are all apparently in a gang. He likes to pretend he's part of this gang, and carries this fucking Stanley knife around that he painted red and blue for some reason. Calls it the edge of privilege. One day at lunch, Luke comes over to EB and out of nowhere starts asking if his dad is an alcoholic. "Nope. Why?" "Oh, I thought everyone from Ireland was." Luke looks around, lurking for everyone to laugh. Note.avi. "I'm guessing your mum had a fair few before you were born though, mate." "What?" "Well fuck, I'd want to step safe if I had the shit of a daft bastard like yourself." "Jog on." I chuckle. Oh, EB. Luke suddenly draws the edge of privilege. "You wanna fuck with the wrong person today, Irish boy?" EB starts laughing, literally loses his shit at the sight of this little fag in a trench coat with a Stanley knife. Lukey no likey. "Fuck it, go on, fighty." Walks up to EB and actually presses the edge of privilege against his arm. EB grabs his wrist, takes the fabled knife from his hands of the chosen one, tosses it over the fence and punches him straight in the face. Earns him a suspension, but he walks away laughing. Lukey the Spooky suspended for having a knife on him at school. EB starts hanging out with us outside of school. We're out getting beer. I'm with a 7 out of 10 cutie that I've had a crush on for fucking months. Her and EB get along really well, although I sort of think she only hung out with us because EB did. EB knows I like her, and Cutie knows I like her. That night, we're all drunk. Me and Cutie end up fucking. Leaving out my side, because this is the Ballard of 8 beer, not me. Spent ages talking with Cutie. Established that she apparently really likes me back. Head downstairs to see EB. Tell him. He says, "Did chuffed for me." Bro bonding beer session. EB heads up to bed. I stay down with the other guys and watch TV. Cutie was asleep when I came down. About an hour later, I hear some noise and scream from upstairs. Cutie comes running down with a towel around her, soaking wet, and runs out the front door. EB comes storming down the stairs. He's naked. Ask him what the fuck happened. Tells me Cutie came into his room while he was in bed. Apparently EB sleeps naked. Not surprised, since I've found him naked before after a night of drinking. She said she came on to him, even after all the shit she said. Ask him what the fuck made her run outside. Says he took a pint to bed with him. It was on his table, and when she tried it on with him, he tossed it all over her. Threw her clothes out the window into the rain and told her to go and fetch. I got feels, because she lied to me. AB tells me not to worry. 2 weeks later, he takes me to the pub and hooks me up with a 9 out of 10. AB and me are total bros after being friends for a few years. Having him as a best friend is like having one of those flashy trainers as a kid. Who cares if you personally look like a twat with them? They make you a cool guy. My downy little brother developed testicular cancer when I was about 20. Shit got pretty heavy. Him and EB were close, mostly because EB would buy him a video and act super interested with anime and shit that he liked, because nobody else other than me would. Little bro loses all of his hair after chemo. Feels not gif. Go to visit him. EB is giving me a lift there. EB knocks on my door. I answer to see him holding a razor in a basin. "Come on lads, it'll be a laugh, eh?" We shave our heads and our eyebrows. Go to visit little bro. He thinks it's awesome. Get our photo taken together without any hair. EB lets him draw all kinds of dumb shit on his bald head. Lets him draw a dumb mustache on him too. I let him draw angry eyebrows on me. Spent ages just dicking around with the kid. When we leave, EB takes me out for drinks to talk about it. Duke can be surprisingly sensitive for a big-dicked Irish bastard. Son of a bitch Luke, who it is. Dookie the rookie is across the bar in the same fucking trench coat he wore back at school. Dude has changed. He's awkward as fuck and super quiet. EB says hi, chats with him like nothing ever happened. I watch him get along with Pukey the Nukie as if nothing ever happened. We head home and EB spends the night sitting up with me, playing Battlefront on my old PS2 and drinking, just trying to cheer me up. Little bro dies a few months later. EB visited the funeral with me every time. Been a few years. I'm 24. EB is 23. Living together in a flat with some chick and her boyfriend. EB's birthday's coming up. Throws a massive party. The one song I remember is Uncle Tommy from the Rumjacks, because it played when shit went down. Huff duff immigrant trap gypsy. EB told him that he ain't looking for any trouble, lads. Have a beer and forget about the tribe for a night, eh? Nope. 4 of them jump on him, start beating the shit out of him. Another 2 stand around to stop anyone trying to break it up. I tackle one of them trying to help him. Get the fuck beaten out of me. But fuck, that's gotta be goddamn EB in there. There's a scream out of nowhere. People back off, including the skinheads. Except one, who's curled up holding his arm. EB broke the dude's fucking arm. He gets up, bleeding out of every pore in his beautiful Irish body, bouncing around with his fist up. Literally looks like he could fly around the whole room, he's bouncing that much. The skinheads keep going for him, but back off every time after he swings. It looks like he could knock down a building with that shit, babbling some incoherent shit in Irish rage. Nobody could understand the words, but everyone understand the meaning. Skinheads pack up the shit and go. Uncle Tommy is playing in full swing throughout, like a scene from a fucking movie. When they leave, everyone is quiet. EB turns around. There are some broken bottles on the floor. 8 fucking beers! You spilled 8 of my fucking beers, you hairless fucking mongrels! Dude is shouting after the guys who jumped him. Looks at me. 8 beers, lad. 8 fucking beers! What's the fucking crack there like? EB is going back to Ireland to visit his nan. She's real sick. Brings me along, wants to show me Ireland. We land in Belfast. I think that's the capital of the north, but not of Ireland. I don't know how it worked, EB never really explained it. Said he wouldn't understand the bullshit politics unless he grew up there. We go to visit his nan with EB's dad and sister. He introduces me. Sweetest fucking old lady ever. He says that EB was always a rough lad, but he oak never hurt a soul. Unless they spilled his beer over the greedy fucker. This woman is clearly the most influential family member in the 8-beer family. Tells us not to waste all our time with her. Tells EB to show me Ireland's best. EB shows me the round dairy. Tells me about how it's split religiously, and shows me this big ass wall. Pretty cool place. Takes me to Belfast again, and shows me the place where the Titanic was built. Ireland is cool as shit. We end up going to a place called the Crown Bar. Get pretty drunk, or tipped, as EB calls it. Walked around Belfast for a bit. He tells me about the history of some stuff. Actually pretty interested. Spend a few nights there. Have a fucking blast, but decide to head home. I don't want to be an intrusion on the whole Nan situation. EB refuses to allow my departure. Lad, you're practically a part of the family. Plays it off as, mate, come on, we'll have more drinks, etc. Life is pretty uneventful for a while. Now is a good time to mention that something EB told me when we were younger. Apparently some kiddie fiddler named William Wright fucked EB when he was a kid. Wright moved to England and became a police officer before he got caught. The stuff he did left EB with these huge fucking scars on the inside of his legs. EB told me I'm the only one who knew. EB's sister is 19 at this point. She lives with his dad. His dad is old as fuck now, and as a carer, EB and me are over there to keep his little sister company. She isn't that social. She has had one boyfriend, who EB is totally cool with, but when he cheated on her, EB went to his house and told him never to talk to her again. Threatened to break his fucking legs if he ever went near her again. Little sis was sad, but always appreciates EB's efforts to keep her safe. EB's dad goes back to Ireland, stay in the old family home. One night, some fucking scumbag breaks into EB's sister's house and breaks a load of shit, fucks her and beats her unconscious. She's in hospital, severely fucked up. EB spends all night there next to her. Nearly gets violent when the staff ask him to leave so the doctors can sort out some shit. I calm him down, and we wait in the hospital for a long time. EB's sister gets better, but is pretty fucked up for life. Never talks, never leaves the house. She's pretty much a goddamn vegetable. EB spends all of his night off work with her. Never comes out anymore. Just sits in with her. We sometimes come round with a drink with him, but he refuses to leave the house. One night while he's sleeping, EB's fucked up sister ODs. Left a note assuring EB that it's not his fault. That's pretty much the main subject of it. I don't get why she'd need to say that, but whatever. EB is fucked up. He's a changed man. EB doesn't really talk to anyone other than me. Tells me that he wasn't close with his family back home. His dad is fucked up with grief, and everything's just a mess. He doesn't want to go home, because he has nothing there other than reminders, but doesn't want to stay here because of what happened. Does his best to be the usual big dick cool guy he always was. Puts on a brave face, but if you catch him on his own, he's fucking miserable. He gets in a few nights when we're out drinking. Anyone who gives him any shit immediately gets fucking annihilated. None of this, lads, everyone chill stuff that he used to do. One night, he's drunk as fuck at my place. Did his fighting back tears. I had it already guessed. But he starts telling me about how he blames himself for what happened to his sis. Happened to me as a lad. Should've fucking known better. Literally cannot change his mind on this shit. Looks like he has himself convinced that this is his fault. Pulls himself together. We talk about old times. Laugh a bit. Things actually seem normal for a while. He grabs a couple of beers from the fridge. Alright mate, let's have one for old time's sake, eh? Grin and drink. He spent a good hour drinking that beer. Usually takes him minutes. Sit quietly for a long time. He eventually leaves, but before he goes he tells me, "You've been a good mate from day one, mate. Honestly, out on a limb, I'd fucking do anything for you. Take it easy, lad." He doesn't show up to work the next day. EB doesn't reply to texts or answer his phone. I head to his apartment and have to use my spare key to his place to get in because he doesn't answer the door. Cutting past bullshit, EB fucking hung himself the night before. He was only wearing a pair of jeans, and I noticed there was a new addition to his family tattoo, presumably done recently. He always had a tattoo of a lily, and his sisters. Dad's and Nan's names were in the stem. Below the lily, he had some roots leading down to a new name. My name. After freaking out, I called the police and an ambulance. Found a note. The gist of it was that he blamed himself for not knowing how to protect his sister, and that he was too miserable to keep the shit up. Apologizes for being a bitch. Thanks me for so many things that I don't need thanks for. Tells me he stopped by little bro's grave on the way home. He left a bouquet of lilies. Told me to go have a pint for him. It's been a few months, Andy. I'd buy a beer for you every time. I miss you, you fucker.